What's going on, you guys? It is Isaac, and welcome back to another Storytime video. And today I have a pretty fucking nutty story for you guys. A very good one that happened to me earlier this year. And before I get into that, I just want to let you guys know, please like and subscribe and comment down below what content you guys want to see from me in the future. I got some stories brewing that I'm going to be dropping every so often for you guys. And excuse the shitty gameplay. I'm very rusty at Call of Duty and the other game I am playing. But let's just get straight into this shit. So this title is not clickbait. I did actually end up getting arrested this day. So let's just get straight into this. I'm with two buddies that I'm going to leave unnamed, as I don't believe they want their name attached to this story. But I'm with two of my closest buddies, and we are going on a cross-country trip. We're doing some sightseeing. We're doing some urban exploring around the eastern part of the USA. And that's exactly what we were doing this day. I'm not going to say specifically what state we were in when this happened, but we were out in the eastern part of the USA, and we were exploring some abandoned buildings. And I knew of, or actually my buddy knew of, this really cool looking church that we wanted to explore. So we just did that very thing. We pulled up to this abandoned church in quite a busy city, and we thought it was good to go. We were ready to rumble, and we were kind of just prancing around this church looking for an entrance into it. Now, we brung our camera gear, and we were going to take some photos in there for quite a bit of time because we love taking photos of abandoned and dilapidated churches. That's some of our favorite things to shoot. So we're looking for a way in, and about 5 minutes after looking, we find an open window. So we crawl through the open window. Everything is going fine and dandy. We didn't see anybody that could have possibly seen us go in. But what I'm guessing is happened is there must have been like a ring camera or something of the sorts that did see us go in, because I did not see a single soul that could have seen us enter. So we make our way into the abandoned church. We are taking some photos. It is quite a beautiful abandoned church. It had very little to no graffiti. It was not destroyed at all. And it had some really nice stained glass windows and such. I might throw a few photos up of the church in this video for you guys, but if everything was going completely smooth. We are just exploring this church. We're in there for a good half hour to 45 minutes, just taking photos and having a good old time. And that's when things go very south. So as we are leaving the church, we decide to leave through the way we came in, because all of the doors were boarded up, all the other windows were boarded up, but there was one open window. So I throw my camera gear and my tripod out of this window, and I start to climb out of it. And that is when I hear people talking and walking, and I see footsteps start to approach me. And I don't think these people saw me, because I immediately went back in and I shut the window. And at this point, I did not know that this was police, but it was indeed police. I thought it was a neighbor being nosy, but regardless, I did not want to have any problems with them or get called out for being in there. So at this point, I go back into the church. We're in the basement where all the windows are, and we're kind of just panicking, figuring out what the fuck we should do. And after about 5 minutes of contemplating what we do, my other buddy decides, fuck it, let's go to the other end of the church, crack open that window, and get the fuck out of here. So that's exactly what we did. My buddy starts climbing out the window, and as he gets his whole body out of the window, I just hear, "Put your fucking hands up right now." And I'm just like, oh no, no fucking way this is happening. So I peek my head out of the window, and I just see about 4 cops pointing their guns at my buddy, and my buddy just climbing out from the window while he was in, jumping up and getting handcuffed. And that's kind of the same process that happened to all of us. My other buddy climbed out the window with his hands up, climbed up, gets handcuffed, and then there's me, who is last. And I put my hands up and I climb out and get cuffed as well. Now, at this point, they sit us on the front steps of the church. There's some neighbors, of course, watching us and kind of just seeing what the fuck is going on. And initially, the cops were not too happy to see us in there. But we kind of calmed them down once we explained that we were just photographers and we're really stupid, and we were very apologetic, just explaining that we were doing some photography in there and we didn't know this would be such an issue. And they're at this point, they have officers talking to us, conversating with us, seeing what we were doing in there, also searching our bags, which just had camera gear. And at the same time, there is different police officers who are doing a full sweep of the entire church just to make sure we didn't vandalize anything or steal anything, which we did nothing of the sorts, so that was all clear. But they're at this point talking to us and just kind of calm down. They're not as angry anymore, but they are telling us, and I think they're just saying this to scare the fuck out of us. They were telling us that since we were out of state, we might be hit with burglary charges, and that is a felony. So I was pretty confident they were bluffing when they were saying this, but I won't lie. When I was, when I will tell you, I was shitting bricks just a little bit. But at this point, we're being thrown in the back of a cop car. Me and my one buddy get in one cop car, and my other buddy has to go solo dolo in another cop car. And this is when we are brung to the station. And at this point, my one buddy, he's getting his mugshot taken. Oh God, I think the police are coming for me again. What the fuck? Okay, excuse that loud ass police siren. I apologize for that. As I was saying, my one buddy ahead of us is getting booked, getting his mugshot taken, all of that fun stuff. And then I am next in line to get my mugshot taken. And at this point, the cop is being really fucking chill with me. He was just saying that that was a really cool building. Urban exploring is fun and all, but you have to be smart about it and not trespass and do all this stupid shit, which I completely understand and agree with. But at this point, he's cracking jokes with us. He's being friendly. And I'm just like, okay, we're going to be good. And then I get my mugshot taken, and this officer just tells us, I'll try and get you out by the end of the day. So I wasn't too sure of how long we were going to spend in there, but I was hoping it wouldn't be too long. So we get booked, we get processed. Me and my three buddies all share a single unit. It's a unit with 3 cells, and we all had a different cell, so no one else was in there. So we spent about 3 hours in this jail, and at this point, we're just talking about what the fuck just happened. We're cracking jokes. We're fucking singing to each other, just trying to pass the time. And then after about 3 hours of just fucking around in the jail, the officer comes on in and he says, you guys are free to go. And as we're walking out and getting walked out outside of the jail, one of the police officers looks at us and he just says, oh, you're letting them out? And that cop right there, fuck you. Why do you want me to stay longer in jail for a very minor offense? But anyways, I can understand why this whole ordeal happened. And shout out to the cop who got us out. And at the end of the day, we did not get any charges. We got a misdemeanor. We had to pay a fine, and that was it. And if you guys like this story, please drop a like, drop a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This one was pretty fucking wild to me. Had my heart racing the whole time. I thought we might have been cooked, but we were not. But thank you guys so much for your support. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.